Did you know there's a right and a wrong way to buy an RV?
Oh my gosh, that is so true. So today we're going to show you not only how not to buy an RV, but also give you tips to find the perfect RV for you.
First thing you need to do is start with a list. Write down the things that are important to you: bunk beds, extra storage space, maybe two bathrooms.
If you know you're going to be working full time, or if you have hobbies, are you going to sew in the RV? Do you have a jewelry store? All of that needs to be written down, and those are your must-haves, and those will help you choose the right rig for you. Next up is the word everyone hates: budget.
Right.
Figure out what your budget is.
Yeah, and you both have to agree on it. We didn't agree to the budget in the beginning, but she wore me down, or actually, I wore
Yes,
her
he
down.
wore me down.
But it's important to have a starting point. So if your budget is 100,000 bucks, when you get to the dealership, don't go looking at $300,000 rigs, because that's going to blow your budget.
That's right. And what will happen is you might be able to scrape out the money to pay for it, but that's going to pull away from all your funds for having a great time and having great adventures. So don't go over your budget. Stick to that budget.
Next, you should research manufacturers. And I don't mean on social media like Facebook. Do your homework on the manufacturer itself.
Some of the questions you might want to find out about are, do they do their own repair work? And what is their warranty terms?
Yeah, and will they help you over the phone troubleshoot common RV issues?
That's right. There's a long list of questions you're going to want to know about your manufacturer, and some things for you may not be deal breakers, but other things may be. For example, you may not care if they do their own warranty work if they're all the way across the country and you're never going to go there anyway. So make sure you make a list of the pros and cons for each manufacturer.
Yeah, for us, customer service was at the top of the list when we chose our manufacturer.
That's right. And so was a manufacturer that worked on their rigs. So both of those made the cut for us on our Tiffin. But you know what? Newmar does more than Tiffin does. So figure out what works best for you. Once you've decided on your manufacturers and your budget, find floor plans that fit within both of those. Not only that, go back to your checklist with all of your must-haves and make sure that floor plan meets those needs. I recommend finding more than one floor plan. That way you have a little bit of flexibility to find the perfect rig for you.
After you found that perfect floor plan, start looking at the price points in those floor plans. If you've got 6 months to a year out, do your homework on a couple different websites like I used. I used RVT.com and RV Trader, and I went on every night. I found the floor plan that we liked, and then I started watching the price on those. Different year groups have different price points. You can tag them, you can watch them, you can put them as your favorites, but you can watch the price on a particular floor plan and model, and over time you can get a good swag on what to offer a dealer or offer a private seller based on the price points that you found online. Now that you've done your homework, you've got the right manufacturer, the right floor plan, the right price point, now it's time to...
Get that bad boy inspected.
That's right. We got ours inspected, and I'm telling you, it is the best peace of mind going forward in your RV purchase, without a doubt.
That's right. Now, an RV inspection is not going to mean your rig is never going to break or never have any issues. What it's there for is to make sure there's no deal breakers. There's no major issues that you don't want to deal with or you can't afford to deal with.
Yeah, life safety comes to mind. They're looking at, glaring discrepancies in the rig itself. I can't tell you enough. We received a 20-page report from
Right.
our inspector, Al.
Who did a wonderful job.
Right, and we found him via the NRVIA website, and we talked to him on the phone, never met him in person. He went, did the inspection. I never got a chance to go up and meet him while he did it. We got the report, talked to him on the phone, bam, done deal.
Now, we did meet Al later on, and I actually was able to interview him to talk about the inspector side of the house. If you want more information on an RV inspector, I'll link that video below. But You will inspect your house before you buy it, so why wouldn't you inspect a house on wheels? It does give you a peace of mind before you make the purchase.
Right, and a travel trailer versus a fifth wheel versus a motorhome are going to have different price points on your inspection.
Right.
We had a motorhome, and we wanted extra inspection results, so we had fluid samples taken. If you have a travel trailer or a motorhome, you're not going to have that, so your cost will be much cheaper. But I'm telling you, best peace of mind going forward. I've seen in forums where people said, I don't want to spend that kind of money, but you're about to dump thousands
Yes.
on your new house. Get it done.
It's peace of mind for sure. We've been talking to you about the right way to buy an RV. Let's take a break from that for a minute and show you the wrong way to buy an RV. Our friends from Eat, Sleep, RV, Repeat volunteered to have us interview them to talk about a few mistakes they made buying their very first RV.
So we decided to purchase our first RV during our honeymoon. We decided we wanted something completely different and wanted to do a road trip. And we were looking at little teardrops, homemade teardrops. And we found a local in, I think, Central Florida. And I mean, it was tiny. It's just something to sleep in. It didn't have a bathroom or kitchen. We did customize it by having him put in cabinets to put in our clothes and an AC.
So we took that and we went on a cross-country trip,
Mhm.
and Angie got the bug.
I
We
did.
came back, we sold it, and then Angie introduced me to these horrible videos on YouTube
For van
of
life.
people living in a van with a mattress thrown in. So I started looking into RVs. I decided I needed spaces in the RV,
Right.
or stations.
Yeah, like somewhere to sit, somewhere to sleep.
Right. And so we started looking online. We bought an RV in Pico, Ohio at a center called Paul Sherry. We did it all via email and phone calls.
Right, sight
And
and
it-
see.
Like 3 weeks of phone calls. The guy, I asked him to do a video. I
Mhm.
asked him to show me what was wrong with it, to do a walkthrough on the inside, on the outside. And he did all those things. He satisfied every question I asked, and I had a lot of questions. So in a way, I felt confident that it was okay.
Right. Sight and see.
1999 Jayco.
A Jayco Eagle Light 256.
When we went to pick up our RV, he had moved it from the dealership to a storage facility.
Right.
And we went in and we opened it. It was obviously 1999 and it was in 1999 shape.
Right. It was very dated, but I walked in and I felt like this is so much more room than what I expected. Like you walk into the kitchen, so you have a full-size pantry and full-size fridge, and like the whole front was a counter.
It had all the stations. It had a
But
kitchen.
it was so big.
It had a sofa and a dining room. It had like a little tiny apartment, and we were thrilled. We walked in, we were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god,
Yeah,
so much potential! We can
a
do
lot
so
of
much."
potential. The
Yeah.
excitement was good.
Oh yeah. After the honeymoon reaction, I guess, of walking in and thinking, "Oh my god, it's so cool! We can do so much."
We just started noticing at that point all the water damage
Yeah,
was a
like-
lot more than what he showed us in the video.
When you stood in front, when you stood in front of the cabinets, the floors felt spongy.
Yeah.
Like it would give. And it was late, so I was kind of like, "Oh, I don't know, you know."
Mhm.
So the next stop,
Yeah, the bedroom.
we it was really cold. It was like in the 30s, and we had a Mr. Buddy heater, and it still wasn't getting hot enough in there.
Right.
And so we went to the bedroom, and I noticed that the door, because it had two doors, one in the kitchen, one in the bedroom, there was a gap where the door would close at an angle, and there was a space between the frame and the door. And I thought, is the door crooked or is the entire RV crooked? So I opened the cabinets, and it had like that liner that they put on the cabinets, and I reached out as far as I could, and I pushed, and my hand went through it. And then I realized, oh my God, everything under the cabinets is rotted. And then I started pushing on the wall, and I felt that the wall was spongy.
Yeah.
And then I went up into those cabins, and I felt that was spongy. And then I thought, well, let me go to the bedroom.
Right.
And I started pressing the end, and it felt the same way. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so to make a long story short, that led to evaluating the whole trailer, and the entire bedroom from ceiling to walls was just like drenched, literally drenched. We went ahead and posted the rig on Craigslist.
Right.
And-
Angie did a whole video walkthrough
Yeah.
of the RV, being completely out front,
Yeah.
100% telling them
all
this
the
is what's
damage.
wrong with it. I put it on Craigslist. We put a YouTube video with a link from the Craigslist
Yeah.
to the YouTube link.
so that they can see it.
And literally, within an hour, we got bombarded.
Probably set up like 10 appointments for the very next day.
Yeah.
And people were showing up before their appointment times.
Yeah.
The very first person showed up with a generator. He plugged everything in. He tested everything. He walked through everything. He didn't haggle with me. He bought it straight up for the price that I asked for.
So we were able to get the money we put into the
Mhm.
RV back, but the things to get RV ready, right? All the gadgets that you need, the hoses, the this, that, the what you get excited about that you don't need. All that investment that we made, didn't get back. Do not buy an RV sight unseen.
Yeah, by all means, feel free to ask them to send you all the pictures and all the videos and explain everything. But don't give them the money until you see it.
You need to educate yourself, absolutely. Either
press
pay
it.
for an inspection.
Yeah.
Do not go without paying for an inspection, or get yourself educated enough to run the inspection yourself. That didn't
Safe?
discourage us in any way
No.
from pursuing the RV dream.
Yeah. All it did is enhance our education. Like, let's do more research. Let's save a little bit more money so that we can still buy it outright, because
Mhm.
we don't want to finance an RV. We wanted to buy it cash.
Right.
We finally found one, and when we got her, she's a 2014.
14.
She was in pristine condition. Yeah, she looked dated because most RVs do. And that's where we decided that we wanted to do some mods, and we did some renovations in it, and it looks very modern, very chic. And I have zero regrets.
Take a lesson from them, because if you buy the RV, it could cost you more than just time. It could also cost you a lot of money. All right, all you guys out there who've owned many RVs, have gone through the buying process, go down in the comments below and let us know your RV buying mistake. So let everyone learn from your mistakes so nobody else has to go through the pain. All right, let's go back to the right way to buy an RV.
So you have deep pockets and short arms, and you don't want to fork out the money to get the RV inspected?
Well, you do have options. There are several schools across the country that you can go to so you can learn RV systems. Phil went to a school in Texas called NRVTA, and I'll link that video below, but he learned all about the systems in our RV, and if you want, you can keep going and actually become an inspector yourself.
Yeah, it's money well spent. And even if you're just wanting the knowledge for your particular RV or some of the systems on it, money well spent.
And if you do decide to keep going and do the inspector school, well, that would be a perfect business for you once you hit the road.
There you have it. Those are the exact steps that we took when we purchased our rig.
That's right, and we got lucky because we found the perfect RV for us. We can't imagine a life without Ruby.
No, and this was, believe it or not, the first motorhome that...
Well, the first RV, period.
Well, and it's the first motorhome that we test drove.
Oh,
the
true.
only one that we test drove, and that's the one we ended up with.
Yep, and we love it. So make sure you make a list and follow that list. Do all the steps, and you will also find the perfect RV for you.
Yeah, we are a testament to you can find your perfect rig the first time. You don't have to wait till your third or fourth rig,
Right.
but like some that we've heard. You can find the one if you do your homework up front like we did. Follow these tips, you should be good to go.